For anyone who might be confused and wondering, I did not get my boot from the Instacare. Ryan literally drove over to my house with one of her boots and is letting me borrow it. The Instacare was a $70 copay for basically nothing and possibly more if insurance thinks the x-rays weren't necessary, so that's fun. The boot helps a lot. I really like it. The terrible thing about it is it makes me want to walk around. I just naturally pace around as like a stim. I shouldn't be doing that when my foot's in a boot, but when my foot's in the boot it doesn't hurt, so I want to. But I am trying to be good about it, so I haven't paced at all today. It's only noon. We'll see how it goes. Picture-in-picture really isn't that hard. It took me a minute to figure out when I moved to this program, but that was because I had moved to a different program, not because it's hard. So I know you don't think editing is easy, and that's legit because I don't know why it comes semi-natural to me. The one thing you're probably going to notice that I don't do well, air quotes, is making your facial expression go smoothly through the video, because where I have to cut for audio, you've moved your head or whatever. If I had multiple takes or something, I could probably fix that. Please don't do multiple takes. It would be just a huge pain in the butt for both of us to make me have to do that and for you to do multiple takes. You already do a few parts where you like re-say stuff. That's good enough. It just means that, you know, sometimes you've moved your head and your head skips a bit in the video. That's it. I do regret to inform you that August is in fact Dogust. It is a dog every day. October can be Cattober. It is traditionally Inktober. Inktober, you draw drawing in ink every day based on the prompt, but the guy who started the tag trademarked it, so now if you do an Inktober thing, you can't sell your own art if it says Inktober on it, because legal nonsense. So people have started doing other October drawing challenges, so Cattober is one of them. We can do that. I would not recommend playing Magic online. I've not done it, but as I understand, it's kind of a pain and expensive, which you're like, it's online, why is it expensive? Answer, Wizards of the Coast wants to squeeze as much money out of you as they can. So what happens is you will be matched up against an opponent by the computer, so a stranger probably, though I do think you can set up your own matches with people you know, and you will have to either buy cards, digital cards, or you will have to grind a lot, which is just do a lot of a very boring thing multiple times in order to get cards. And it is harder than most online card games to do that. So Legends of Runeterra is a different property done by a different company, and it is a online card game, and you can play that for free relatively easily. There is paid content and you can pay to get, you know, farther ahead or whatever, get more cards faster, but it's not the same as Arena. Arena is what online Magic is called. Arena, as I understand it, is almost impossible to do if you do not pay, because you get cards so very slowly. I would not recommend it just based on what I know about it. I am thinking of moving to the Star Wars card game because one of the people at my LGS, local game store, is really into it, and I do trust his judgment when he says it's a lot like Magic but like less of a pain in the ass, and they only put out a set every quarter. Magic will put out so many sets that you literally cannot keep up with the product. It's constant. As a person who loves and adores Magic and has been playing since they were 6 years old with like a 10-year break in there, don't play Magic. Monetarily, it's just not worth it. Moving on from that rant, I get having trouble not sleeping in your own bed. I do too, and that's part of the reason why I don't like sleeping in the bed I have. One, it's too big and it makes me feel lonely, but two, it was the bed I shared with my ex-boyfriend who was very tall and needed a very large bed. So now I have a giant bed for a average-sized human, and it also has like the weird attachment of this is ex-boyfriend's bed and my bed, so it's not my bed. And even if it were just my bed, it's not the kind of bed I'd want. It's just too big for me. I'm pretty sure it's a queen, and I want a twin, like the smallest bed I can possibly get. I do not need space in a bed. The possible sleep disorder may have something to do with not needing a big bed, because I like pressure, and like you're not pressured in a smaller bed in any technical way, but there's like a mindset where it's like I'm cozier in a small bed than I am in a big one. So now I need to get rid of this stupid bed. About the ADHD, I don't think we quite have opposite ADHD. I can force myself to hyperfocus, which is kind of what I do at work, because otherwise I would get nothing done. I don't hyperfocus at home, or rather, I don't force myself to hyperfocus at home. I absolutely do it if I find something fascinating. But I am currently jumping between like 3 drawings and 2 recordings right now, and like another editing project. So I do absolutely jump around. I would probably do better if I had a list, but Mom, who probably also has ADHD, ADHD is obsessed with lists. They help her a lot. And we made a lot of lists for me when I was a kid. And we usually made them when I was stressed because they help mom when she's stressed and struggling. I associate lists with stressful times. I hate lists so much. The way I handle it without lists is I keep everything I'm doing in the open where I can see it. That kind of drives mom nuts because she's a very organized person, because the way she handles her ADHD is lists and keeping everything in a specific place. And I'm like, I just need to see it so I know it's there. And as cohabitants of this house, it's interesting to see how that has expressed itself in our shared social space. It is a very organized space, and there are like 3 places in it where I'm allowed to just pile shit randomly. I don't know how much rest I'll get this weekend because I do have stuff to do. I only got our in-betweens out this week, and I don't have anything prepped for next week, for Tuesday, for the fumble through, or for Friday if I want to get something up. But it's such a different kind of mental stimulation from work that I think it will still be relaxing. So, I took a break from stuff, and I'm recording a second session now. I did not get much done, but that's okay. I had bagels with mom this morning, and I remembered a stupid thing I did a couple months ago. And because nothing bad happened, it's funny. I mix vitamin E oil with coconut oil to put on my face after I wash it as like a moisturizer. Normally, I just dunk it in hot water so they'll mix, but this time I was like, that'll take too long. I don't want to do that. And I put it in the microwave. Now, considering that this might boil, I kept a lid on it so I wouldn't have to clean the microwave. About 10 seconds into its time in the microwave, it hit its flash point and started on fire. Luckily, my laziness saved us all from a house fire. Leaving the lid on it meant there was a limited amount of oxygen for it to use, and it burned through it fast. It just barely managed to scorch the plastic of the container, and then it was gone. But I was a little bit terrified. Anyway, lesson learned, I will not be putting oils in the microwave unless I know their flash point. I don't remember how Mom and I even got onto that topic, but she didn't know that had happened because I was just doing it, I don't know, in the middle of the day when she was at work, or possibly in the middle of the night when she was asleep. But I didn't burn the house down, so all's good. Coconut oil's flash point is actually pretty high, so it might be like the combo of vitamin E oil and coconut oil, or it might just be that vitamin E oil has a fairly low flash point. I don't know. And at this point it doesn't really matter, I'm never gonna do it again. So, because it is a new day, I can tell you I failed at not walking around in the boot. I didn't walk around as much as I wanted to, but I did pace in the boot. I'm trying to do basically the same thing today. Stay off of it as much as I can, keep it in the boot, and not walk around. And I'm having about as much success as I did yesterday, but it really is getting better, so I must be doing something right. I am sorry your soccer game got rained out. I understand why it did not make you enjoy sports more. That sounds like a not terribly enjoyable experience. But the pottery painting should be fun. I did that with Mom one time, and the pottery piece I painted was a cat with hearts on it, and I was pretty young. It is a very, it's very artistic. She still has it. It's up on one of the shelves, and it's a disaster, but she likes it, so, you know, whatever. Mom painted a shark. It was very cute, and still is. We have that too still. Anyway, this video is already a couple hours late, and I gotta do a bit more drawing for it, so love you. Bye-bye.